Oh, yes, it feels good to be live once again. I hope you hear me okay. Maybe I'll get a better microphone coming up. I always talk about this microphone stuff. Hey, before we get started, if you're watching the replay, okay, we're waiting for some people to trickle in, but if you're watching the replay, take a look. I'm putting my email in here. If you have any issues, reach out to me ASAP, okay? Putting my email. Hope the typing is not too loud. Put my email there for you guys. Here's the thing. If you're watching the replay, you need to get a hold of me, email me, you can get me on others, YouTube, other social media platforms. And if you're watching right now, and I, unfortunately, sometimes I don't get everybody's question. Email me your questions. I will take good care of you. A team will take good care of you. We will rectify any situation for you. Make sure that your credit is good and solid, and you can get these similar results. DC writes in, okay? DC writes in. I just wanted to share this with you because individuals have been writing in, wanting me to share their testimonials. We've been getting really great stuff. So DC says, Brandon, a little testimonial for you. Feel free to use this information if you feel it will help the subscribe tribe. March, April this year, I was at 507. I took a look, watching your videos, getting, the addresses cleaned up like you told me, removed and noticed the changes right away. It took some time to get started with the course, though. He started the course in August. So he got the course April, March, started in August. Already from August, okay, has had 5 medical and 3 other collections removed. I still have 1 secured credit card, still has 1 collection still, but he's sending out his round 2 letter. In the process of disputing this, he had a new collection pop up. It was a $1,700 utility bill. He added this to the round 2 letters, and within 9 days of the collector receiving the collection validation letters and the credit bureaus receiving the 609 letters, that new collection came off. He says, tell the subscribe tribe that this was amazing and let people know that the amount of credit is not a factor, not to stress over this, right? So the amount of the debt or the credit or whatever. I have 1 secured card and 1 medical card that are being stubborn, but I believe these will come off soon, which leads me to my question, okay? Being that I have sent out both the collection validation letter to the medical collector and have not received proper validation, just a bill, do I now send the collector fails to validate letter with my round 3 letters at the same time to the bureaus, or do I space it out? I say, sir, DC, you send it at the same time, knock it out. Don't give them any nonsense to play games with. You put it right in the same envelope. I know sometimes it's a little bit different when it's inquiries or addresses or freezes, but this you put together and you dispute at the same time, almost like an addendum to your disputes, okay? So DC goes on to write and actually left his credit monitoring here. He's up at 719 credit score now. So from 507 to 719. Actually didn't start the dispute process until August. This is October. So has had some really great results really quickly. You potentially could do the same. And I'm going to get to your questions to help you do the same. So he goes on to say, Brandon, you and your company and your desire to help others is truly something you don't see often in people these days. Thank you for helping me and my family get to this point where we can enjoy our life with good credit. Well, thank you, DC. Thank you for writing in. I appreciate this, and I'm sure the subscribe tribe appreciates it, to know that it is possible that you can get the job done on your own, 609creditrepair.com, where you can get this stuff and do it and get the email support with me and the team, or we can do it for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. Now, I'm going to get into these questions right now because I do not want to miss them. I want to make sure that, look at these people coming in. I love it. Our regulars are here. The subscribe tribe are here. I really appreciate you so much for being a part of this family. It really feels like a family. It feels good to be able to jump on a live stream, almost like a call, you would say, right? With all the subscribe tribe members and see you guys come in and be a part of the notification squad. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. Jimmy K, vote for governor of Georgia. If there's some people from Georgia, you might want to talk to Jimmy. Okay. LexisNexis, arrest him. If so, why? Thanks, man. Okay. Baldy J asks, should I be freezing Sage Stream? If you've got inquiry issues, a bunch of inquiries, you can go have lock up Sage Stream and CoreLogic. If you've got public record issues, you can freeze up LexisNexis and CoreLogic. CoreLogic's a funny little bureau. Freeze them. It's helpful. They might Help them verify. We know LexisNexis with bankruptcies and other public records. We know this. We've gone over this. It's interesting, though. I have seen results with freezing them, and I've seen results without freezing bankruptcies. Okay? Some people, you send it, you dispute it, they're not able to verify. Sometimes you dispute with LexisNexis, comes out LexisNexis, you dispute with the bureaus. It's very unique. Everyone's credit repair is like DNA. It's like a fingerprint. Yeah. So the reason you would freeze it up is to mitigate their ability to quote unquote verify, right? I apologize if my shirt looks funny. Normally it's like that, right? But it's getting old. I do nothing but credit repair, so I need to get out and get a new shirt. So that's what we're doing. That's why people ask, well, do you notarize the letters? Do you send them certified? Do I need to whatever with the letters, write it in blue ink and staple and this kind of stuff? You do all the necessary things should I put the law in your favor, right? Find their weaknesses. It's such a game. And unfortunately, we have to play it. Thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Average Black Gamer. That's great. Average Black Gamer. That's a good question. Should I wait before or after I moved to get the bankruptcy removed? My bankruptcy was done at my current address. Average Black Gamer. Let me tell you something. Drum getting tight. Okay. If the bankruptcy will not affect you moving, I know sometimes it can, rarely. Okay. Typically, they like to see that you don't owe people, collectors. As long as your credit is strong enough, they're usually pretty cool about you moving in with the BK. That may not be an issue if your credit is strong enough. But if it is an issue, okay, and you can't move nowhere because you got the bankruptcy on there, then go ahead and knock it out the best that you can with LexisNexis, with the bureaus, find out if there's inaccuracies in PACER. You can do it. Sometimes even myself, I pump myself up in the mirror. You can do this, Brandon. You wanted this. This is your life. You got to do this, right? So same thing. You can work around. Now, if you move and you got to do new address, there's going to be another tactic for you, right? To get up that old address off of there. So then it's not tied to that BK. Yes, we know it. That's what you're talking about. Now, is it possible bankruptcy? Yes. Yes, it's possible. It's possible to get it off there without the LexisNexis disputing it. It's possible without with the current address on there. You want to send these letters out and find out what is possible for you and yours and your family. And if you need to adjust fire, and you've got my email address. So if things need to change, I had somebody who wrote in and said, hey, LexisNexis came back and they told me they verified with PACER. I sent them some stuff and information on how to augment the letters, talking about they can't use PACER to verify because it's not 100% accurate because they don't give the third parties full socials. So you guys got my email. So when you go through the process of repairing your credit, you're not alone. You got me here. And I'm here as well for your live streams. Sorry, guys. The chat gets kind of funny when I... Sarcastro. I'm loving the job Hannah and your team are doing for me. Thank you. I appreciate it. We really appreciate it. People's champ. I appreciate it. Okay, what do you do? What does this mean? I sent round one of dispute letters. Then I got a letter. Credit. Okay. A negative item was added to your credit report while you were in the dispute process, just like this. And this is why I threw this down here, but I should have kept it. This is why I talk and want you guys to write in with all your great stuff for the subscribe tribe, because this individual said the same thing. In the process of the dispute process, I had a new collection hit my credit, and it immediately worried me because it was $1,700 in utility that hit his credit. Added it to round two, and it came off the credit within 9 days of both the collector receiving the collection validation request and the CRAs getting the 609 letter. Pardon me, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry, guys. Just because something new is added, do not fret, do not worry. Add it to your next round, dispute it, send the collection validations. You're going to be okay. It's silly stuff, but it is part of the process. Yeah. Let's see. Tracy. Good question. If the bankruptcy is going to fall off in a few months, should we bother disputing it? Less work. Hey, watch those bureaus. If it is supposed to fall off in a couple of months, let it go to that point. Here's the thing. Give them enough to trap themselves up. That's what we talk, trapping up the bureaus with their own games. Let them go. Let it get to that point and see if they take it off. Now, my bet is it's probably going to go over those statutes of limitation. So if it's supposed to be off at a specific moment, okay, and it's not, then you go ahead and dispute, you file your complaints, and it will come off. All right. I like it. I like it. Okay. Wow. Baldy JX. Thank you so much. Baldy says, also had my credit at 465 in July, and now it's 654 in less than 6 months with your program. Thanks, man. My goal is to get to 700 before December 2nd. More collections to go. That's amazing. How do you remove Experian charge-off? All right. Charge-off, basic stuff, right? You dispute with the 609 letters. You can ask, if you want to do the 623 method, you can ask if they have any information left on that charge-off or if they sent it all to the collector. And you can always send a collection validation letter to the collectors if it's in collections. This happens often, Stephen. Do not fret. You can still get this updated. I have been denied goodwill letters and then sent goodwill letters and goodwill calls and got it updated to positive. So check this out. Stephen Fortune says, hey, Brennan, I sent a goodwill letter to the creditor and was denied the removal of late payments. Can I now dispute with the credit bureaus as two-pronged approach? Yes. You can dispute with them. You can dispute just the late payments if you want. Okay, we have special late payment dispute letter. We also have 609 letters where you can put unverified late payments under where it says provide physical evidence, right? Provide physical verification. You can do those. You can send goodwill letters again. You can make goodwill calls. Just because the creditor says once no, just because they say no one time, that's not the end of it. It's just like the bureaus. It may take a few rounds. It might take a few times, a few tries, a different tactic, different wording of the goodwill letter. Okay. There's options to have the goodwill letter say, if I was ever late, please prove to me that I was late. If not, please update to positive, right? Rather than admitting, ever saying, hey, I know I was late. Can you update it? No, you can say, hey, is this negative late payment verified? Can you please provide me that information? If not, please update it as positive. That's considered still goodwill because you're going to the creditor, you're asking them to update as positive rather than going to the credit bureaus and disputing. All right. Okay, Kaylee. Other question is that my loan was in default. I'm guessing a student loan, but I made arrangements to get the OR if default, get the original status of default status, I guess rehab it. I have all this knowledge of credit repair. A new company's about the student loan. Okay, this is a little confusing. It was defaulted. It was purchased by a collector. Basically, you want to get rid of it. You could still dispute it. How can I stop this altogether? You can still dispute it. You can still ask for original instrument of indebtedness. You can still go through the process and see what's what. Yes, now you have all this knowledge, so you can put it to use and see what happens and adjust fire. Find out what they have, right? Because right now you're asking great questions that can be directed to them, right? What do you have? What is the proof? What is the original instrument of indebtedness? Who is the loan holder now? Who actually holds the note? And I made this agreement or something. I don't know even what you're talking about. Was it rehabilitation or whatnot? And see who has that original promissory note, who can collect. And if they can't, they're going to have a very difficult time verifying the information. You can dispute with the bureaus. All this information that you're learning, right? You can still go back and forth with me on the email. Let me know what's going on, and we can find strategies to help you. All right. How do you get those old addresses off? So we have a special letter for old addresses, okay? And it is very important that your new address be on the identification that you send into them, that it's potentially already updated with all your banks and credit cards and all that good stuff. that you've moved, that it's on the ID, that it's on your utility bills. That makes it easier. Now, you can use the address letter and name letter, right, to update your personal information without that. However, it's the same thing where you want to maximize your returns. We talked about, right? The notary, the certified letter. So the same thing, ID matches, utility bill matches. You've already updated with some of the banks and processes and credit card companies. So it's already there. What about medical debts? Paper, gas stores, TV. What about medical debts? Okay, great. Medical debts are great. I actually was talking to a client, customer. They asked about medical debt. And they said, you know, this medical debt, they said that I had X, Y, and Z done. I can't remember if it was an X-ray or an IV or something. Okay. There's a few $100 medical collection. And the collector said, you had this done on such and such a date. And the customer said, you know what? I don't know if you're supposed to know all that information. And the collector said, oh, well, I'm going to send you a form. You just sign it and send it back. She got it in the mail. It was a HIPAA form. They wanted her to sign, send it back so they could have those rights. This was crazy to me that after the fact, they were going to try to get her to sign a HIPAA release so they could actually know what was happening. So they violated her rights. I said immediately, you could file a complaint with the hhs.gov, cfpb.gov. Okay, hhs.gov is a little bit more the human rights, I'll actually bring that up for you guys. hhs.gov. The Office of Civil Rights, the OCR, and you hit filing with OCR. You click that guy, and there's a button right there, and we've talked about this before. If you scroll down, filing a HIPAA complaint, they do not want to deal with that. Those medical debts, more than likely, have some medical codes, some whatever it was that you were, MRI, X-ray, they're telling you what's going on, and they don't have a release form. They're not allowed to have that. I know that just from being in business, not just doing collection stuff or credit repair and dealing with collection stuff, right? Dealing with those guys, but from actually being in business. If somebody is doing something in your company that you need background screen on, you need to have a background check that is FCRA compliant. If they're doing something medical in your medical field and you need to test them for something, you've got a HIPAA release on file. It's very simple. They've got to do the same things, but you know they're not getting them. They're not getting the originals. They're not taking care of that stuff. So dispute with the bureaus, send a collection validation letter, see what they send back. If they send stuff that has your medical information, you can send the HIPAA dispute letters in. All right. Let's see. Sent first round of letters out and items were removed. Thanks, Brandon. Oral Health Mentor Cheryl Robinson. Awesome. Sent first round of dispute letters and items were removed. Thanks, Brandon. Thank you. Thanks for letting the subscribe tribe know. I really appreciate it, guy. Again, if you're watching this on the replay, okay, maybe you're watching on the replay, 609creditrepair.com. You can get all the goods. TheAwesomeLifeGroup.com. We can do it for you. Like Sarcastro1 was saying, I'm loving the job Hannah and your team are doing. Hannah is one of our excellent, fantastic repair specialists. Fantastic. We have great team available to you guys. If you have any issues at all, hit me up. Let me know. I'm here for you, okay? Do the customers mail the dispute forms off, or do you guys do it? We have both options, Dwayne, Mr. Davis, both options. So you can do it yourself. I educate people here on how to do it. We've got the Beyond Committed package that has all the videos to walk you through the process, every letter that you need. You got email support, or we can just do it for you and you don't have to worry about it. There's no like learning curve. You send us in the documents that we need and stay in touch with us and we can help you out. All right. When's the best time to start applying for trade lines? After second or third round? So trade lines. So let's talk about trade lines. Let's break this down. A trade line is any line of credit for you, right? Are you talking about your own primary trade lines, which is like a credit card, getting your own credit cards? Or are you talking about getting authorized user trade lines through us, right? If you're applying for something, I'm assuming you're getting your own credit. When is the best time to get your own credit? When you feel the most comfortable, when you need it, when you want it, when it makes sense for you. I waited to pretty much the end of my credit repair. I wanted to get a very, very good credit score so I could get the travel miles, so I could get the cashback cards, the really high-end cards. Like now somebody's gone from 507 to 719. They're in that 700 club. They can probably get those cashback cards, those travel mile cards. So that's good for them. But maybe you need to start applying for trade lines or credit cards when you are in the 600s, because you're thinking, okay, well, my credit utilization is a little high. I need my jewelry club card. I need the New Coast Direct to help me out, because those two cards will give me 5K each, right? My jewelry club card, the New Coast Direct card, 5K each, you get to 10K. And you're like, because I'm not just disputing an open line, I have an open line that, you know, maybe a little over 30% or 40%. Somebody emailed in this morning and was like, hey, I got the New Coast Direct and the my jewelry club card. Now my credit utilization is under 30%. So maybe that's part of your process. So it isn't so simple as to say, start applying now after round 2 or 3. I'm not sure what is specific for you and your needs. Also, you might not want to apply for a lot of new trade lines if you're going to get a good credit score and you want to go after a house. You may not want any inquiries. Yeah. So, hey, DC is on here. DC, is self-lender a good start for 719 score? I think it's the same DC, right? David, is that you? If you're already at 719, okay, and you're building up, you might want to think about something besides self-lender. Self-lender is a little bit more, yeah, it is DC. Hey, good to see you, brother. You might want, I mean, you could do it, but you might want to think about some other things too, since you already have a really good credit. It's going to help, but they're going to want to see some unsecured trade lines. Okay, so self-lender, the secured stuff, those are secured. They want to see you being able to manage unsecured stuff, credit cards, mortgages, car payments, right? It's different. It's different. But I mean, you could, but I think you'd be better off getting yourself something, maybe like a, and again, you got to find out what's right for you. But those open-ended cards, we've talked about those Amex Gold cards, the Amex Platinums, those kinds of things, and you may qualify now. Okay. Let's see. Should I wait 90 days before I attempt to remove hard inquiries? It's best to. Usually after 90 days, they purge the records of application if there was one. Okay. It gives you a better shot. For non-account holding inquiries, guys, non-account holding can't be attached to any accounts, because if it is, then they might stop that account, right? So, but if you have an open account, you probably want the inquiry. You probably call the inquiry anyway. Alejandro V. I went from 565 to 760 days. Dang, you guys are fast. Some of y'all are faster than what I did. All right. Although I had a lot of negatives. Okay. My FICO sent me an email saying a collection was closed and charged off. How will this affect my score? So a collection was closed and a credit card was charged off, or your collection was charged off. That's very interesting. It might have a small negative impact if it's already a collection, and I don't know how they would charge off a collection, honestly. But if it's closed, it may have no bearing whatsoever on a negative collection. Brandon, my credit score fluctuates because of one credit card usage. My student loans are current. I'm trying to get them. Wow, that's interesting. This move. Sorry, guys. What score do you need a jewelry club card? I'd have to double check, but I think it's like mid 500s or 5. I'll look for you guys right now. Jewelry club. You just can't be in an active bankruptcy, I think. Okay, let me pull that up. Morel Williams, FICO score. Let's see. All right. Oh, the charge. Let's see. Positive. I'm trying to get another card because I have 2 negatives and 1 positive, and I keep getting denied. Yeah. So if you're trying to get it 4 to boost your credit, then you might want to start with the Jewelry Club cards and the New Coast Directs and that kind of stuff. But if it's for a specific reason to actually be able to use the unsecured line, then let me know. Trying to hit a certain, for something. Some people need it for family or whatnot. What is the youngest age you can add on as an AU to build credit? That's great. I think you can put your kids on anytime you want, as long as they're your children. I don't know if there's a lower age. I'm not really sure about that. That's a great question. I usually deal with, people who are 18 and over and adults, but people have put their teenagers on. They put their kids on, 8, 9 years old. I think you can pretty much put them on at any time. Okay, let's see what my Jewelers Club says. All right, give me a credit score. That's interesting. They say U.S. citizen, 18 years and older, social, make a certain amount, prior credit history, good or bad. So let me go to their secure online. I'll have to double check. I think I pulled this a little while ago. I'll get back to you guys on that. I can actually make a video on a whole Jewelry Club video if you'd like. What are the best lenders for unsecured loan, ultimately? I mean, it depends. Obviously, I wouldn't know the best terms and rates for every lender out there, but credit unions seem to be very, very good. Ha, great. Brandon, I got 2 charge-offs that show a balance instead of 0. Now, the balance has to be 0 if there's a collection attached to that has been sold and the collection has the balance, okay? The charge-off status doesn't automatically zero out the balance, which is crazy, right? I know it should, but it has to be the collection. So if the charge-off has an amount and the collection has an amount, they're not allowed to have. If there's no collection, then that could stay there. And if there's a collection, this has to be zeroed out and then moves over there. Now, unverified account, you can put, yes. Unverified balance, you could put as well on your disputes. Can purchase the first buyers before getting credit cards. I'm not sure what that is. Live life. Okay. Husband and I are sending. Okay. I paid portfolio recovery collection services a certain amount of money on last week. I have a new collection on my credit report. Okay. They said it's 1 month old, but really it's 3 years old. How can I do that? Okay. Now, they say, where do they say it is on your credit report? Also, the collection might only be 1 month old. Okay. But the account in general could be 3 months old, or excuse me, 3 years old. Okay. So are they talking to you on the phone saying, oh, it's just a month old, ma'am? Or does it actually say the date of reporting is X, Y, and Z, 1 month, and then the credit card or whatever, whatever the collection is actually 3 years? Because I'll tell you what, the collector goes by the last date of delinquency. Believe me, I've been through it. I had to deal with that, and I know because once those statutes of limitation were up on me, they were right before they were up on me. They tried to come and sue me. So don't sweat it. If they're telling you stuff on the phone, they'll tell you all sorts of things on the phone to confuse you. They'll say things that don't make any sense. David, hey, Brendan, you guys are working on my credit repair. You're doing a good job, okay? Want to get a house in the next few months. What can I do to boost my score? Good question, okay? What you want to do, David, and I think if you have this information, it'll be very helpful. But you want to start the process of understanding what you need for your terms. Whatever, you're getting a traditional, you're getting the FHA, you're getting a VA loan. What's your loan? What are your terms going to be? What credit score do you need to have? What collections do they want off? All that good stuff, right? That gives us more ability to personalize that, yes. So if you want to buy a house in the next couple of months, you might be ready to go. I can take a look and talk to Cornita and everything and see what terms you need, what your credit score is. Because without that information, we wouldn't really 100% know. Now, boosting your score, self-lender, right? Self-lender, 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 self-lender. seems that most people get a nice little boost from stuff. I'm not going to say exactly what you're going to get, but from what I'm seeing other people get, they might get 30 points, 50 points. That can be the difference between big change in your interest rate. Big change in your interest rate. Let me see. Getting hit up on social media. All right. And Jackie Cooks. It could just be reporting inaccurately, right? So how can they do that? They can't. They can't do that. That's why we have so many inaccurate reports. How can they put the wrong social? How can they put the wrong name, wrong aliases, wrong? I had wrong business wrong address on my stuff. It was a business address on my personal. They finally updated. How can they do that? They can't. Okay, this is why you dispute it. Don't think that what they tell you and what they put on there is their best and final offer. They are playing games. If you watched any of my stuff, they don't know what the heck they're doing. These collectors are just trying to make money. They're not worried about all this reporting properly. They're not scanning over our reports and saying, oh, this is inaccurate. Let's make sure we take care of this. We're so sorry about that. Hey, did you know that we were reporting this incorrectly? We're going to update that, and don't worry about it. We don't have any validation for you, so we're going to wipe out this debt. They're not supposed to be doing any of this stuff, but they do it, right? This is why we use the law that you can get at 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. And do a couple more questions. I really have a great time doing this, and I should probably stay on a little longer. Let me grab some water. Yeah, there we go. Pardon me, guys. I'm going to get a little water. All right, there we go. Thank you. How long should I wait to hear from the bureaus before I send off round 2 letters? 30 days from when they get the letters, Sheena Sam, they'll postmark your response. So let's say they get it November 1st, they get it November 1st. You sent it out on October 28th, they get it November 1st. Okay, they have till November 30th to postmark your response. So it's pretty much calendar days, yeah? Pretty much calendar days, but postmark your response. So you might not get it in your mailbox till December, but it'll be postmarked November 30th, okay? Yes, Jackie, that's what we talk about. You could also file a complaint with BBB if the collection agency does not contact you and is putting in your account the filing complaint inaccurately. Exactly. Let me get into this, actually. CFPB and BBB. Let me talk to you guys about this. Christy writes in, okay, she says, good morning, Brandon. I want to pass this along to the tribe. If there's a collector that's constantly placing things on your credit report, okay, we're talking about collectors, right, Leah Johnson, right? And they have purchased old debts that they've already been removed and they're putting on with new account numbers, hence they're back and forth, they're selling it and they're selling it. How can they do this? They can't do this either, right? The CFPB is the best remedy, she says. She had a collector doing this. It was this terrible anxiety, stress for her, this roller coaster. The collector is desperate. She goes to the CFPB. It is the best bet. Within a few days, it came off. From what I know and read, this collector is infamous for doing this and waiting 30 days each time with lengthening the credit repair process for her. She says, I love the CFPB and they are our friends and protect us from malicious and vicious actions like this. This company has thousands of complaints against them, and it's like a game while they ruin customers' credit. This is terrible. I have gone through 2 rounds on my report, on and off the report, and then within a week of contacting the CFPB, it was off the report. Can you believe that? This is crazy, and thankfully, I'm back on track to my 700s. So, Leah, they can't do it. Christy was going through something else where they were selling it, and the collector was putting it back on there, and they would sell it to another collector, and the new collector would put it on. They're not supposed to do any of it. CFPB, Better Business Bureau, send your disputes. Don't let them push on you, right? Everything's going to be all right. That's why you're here. That's why you're here. By the way, what kind of credit card can I get at 654? That's good. B of A is pretty lenient. I've seen them be pretty lenient with their stuff. You usually can get those. Capital One is usually pretty good about their stuff. So take a look at that. It depends what you need, but it's good to start. It's good to start building your credit. So Rita, all right. If you want to boost your credit while you're disputing, we don't have a limited, plus it's showing that we don't have a limited credit age. Okay. So if you want to boost your credit, like we've talked about, and you're going through the dispute process, but you want to go through the self-lenders, that can help to boost. Having new revolving credit can help. So like one, you don't have to get a bunch, you don't have to get them both, but either My Jewelry Club or New Coast Direct. Those help. Getting the negatives off of there. Getting your addresses and your name can also help, okay? Yes. Think about having your company take a look if you can help. Do you have any type of free consultations? Free consultations. Let me put the Awesome Life Group website up for you. And I'll add you. This way you can get a consultation. Great. Hopefully my typing here is not too loud on the live stream. AwesomeLifeGroup.com. Also, you can get the goods at 609creditrepair.com. Stuff they don't want you to know, all the secrets, right? Millions of people out there need help. We are the select few that are getting it done, okay? Let's do maybe one more question, and then I'll let you guys enjoy your weekend. I know people will be working hard. What is self-lender? All right. It's a secure loan, a certificate of deposit loan that you get credit for, but it's your own money. I'll put it up for you here. It is rather unique, and people say they have good results. I didn't personally do it, but people have gotten boosts, 30, 50 points. I'm not saying that's exactly what you're going to get, but a lot of people have said, hey, 30, 50 points, I can get my boost, okay? Let's see, maybe one more. One more. Vape in Hollywood. Good to see you, Vic. My Identity IQ is going to update on the 23rd. I'm excited to see. Excellent. How does AU work? Does it allow you to boost your credit in just a short time? All right, cool. So AU, basically somebody is allowing you to jump on their credit. Yeah. So friend, family member, someone, roommate, whatever, right? And they have good credit. I've done it with a buddy of mine, a friend of mine, someone that I trust, and basically a gift of good credit. And you put them on as authorized user, you keep your credit utilization down, they get the boost to their score. So now they've got that on-time payment history, they've got the line of credit, the available line of credit. It helps them, it makes them look more creditworthy. The same thing with purchasing one, right? So if somebody gets an AU credit, it's the same thing. Yeah, usually temporary. Mr. Finance Guru. I think I've seen you, Mr. Finance Guru. Let me scroll through your stuff. Again, sometimes it's very challenging to see all the questions. So again, if you're not getting your question answered here, please email me because I have to scroll and look. And sometimes the chat is kind of funky here. All right. It's not the easiest. So would you like to ask your question again? Or maybe I can give you my email address. Alrighty. All right, guys. Let's see here. LexisNexis is frozen. Will I never take it? What is this? Okay, this is something completely different. I have a trade line that is 150% over until I am the authorized user on it. Will remove myself as an authorized user using negatively impact my score. Okay, so this is good. So there's a trade line on your credit report that you're the AU, but it's 150% utilized. Will removing myself as an AU user negatively impact my score? Probably not if it's over the limit. It's probably negatively impacting you now. And we do have a letter about, you've heard me read it, an authorized user removal letter. It says, you know, only a firm offer for the actual person with the primary line. It's supposed to be on there for them that you can have it taken off, okay? So yeah, 150% over the utilization, not a good idea. This has been wonderful. I really appreciate you. You all have my email address. You can get a hold of me. I got to get to these clients. I got to get to these emails. I can't be having all this fun all day. I'll have a blast on here. I definitely want to let you guys know that if you need anything, I will do my absolute best to help you out. I sit here for most of the time, emails, getting the questions from other social media platforms, from YouTube, from whatever. So please hit that subscribe button. Okay, the videos are coming out. Please hit the bell for notifications so we can go live again. We can do weekends, have a good time here. And if this video helps you out, you watch the replay, thanks for the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up. All right. And have a good weekend. And until I see you in person, I will see you on the other side. Take care.